Josh, very good to see you. Big Social Security news. Insolvency now projected for 2032. That means your benefit could be cut by 22%. According to this new trustees report, ongoing tax revenue will only cover 78% of scheduled benefits after the trust fund is depleted. So Josh, let's just take a step back and explain what this means, because a lot of people assume then that in 2032 they won't get a check, but that's not quite it.
No, that's not it at all. Basically, what's happened over the years is extra money has come into Social Security than what was going out. And that went into the Social Security Trust Fund. And then a few years back, there was not enough money coming in for the last several years. And so they had to dip back into that trust fund to take money out to cover benefits. Mm-hmm. So where we sit right now is if the trust fund does run out of money, your check won't stop, but it will reduce to 78% of its current value.
Right. And for the average person, that means they will see $500 less in their monthly check. That's according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Does this mean then that we should claim as soon as we are able at 62?
Not necessarily. For some folks it may, for some it may not. It all needs to work cohesively with your overall retirement plan.
Yeah.
You have to understand what else do you have to go along with it? When can you afford to retire? When do you want to retire? All those things need to be accounted for. Social Security is just one piece of the entire retirement puzzle. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing you got to understand is if you take it early, your check's going to be smaller, for the simple fact is they're going to pay you for more years. If you take it later, your check's going to be bigger because they're going to pay you for less years. And so we need to cooperate those with your overall financial plan, how much money you have saved, what your expenses are, when you can retire, even things like health insurance. When does it make sense for you to be able to go off of your employer health insurance and on your own health insurance, whether it's Medicare or some kind of private insurance? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that need to be coordinated with this, and we can't make rash decisions just because of headlines. The same thing we talk about when we talk about investing. We can't be reactionary. We have to be proactive. But yes, if nothing happens, Social Security is going to go down and you need a plan for that.
Right. Possible solutions to keeping the fund solvent include increasing the retirement age, decreasing benefits, increasing payroll tax revenue. Which, if any, do you think we'll see, and how will that change retirement income planning?
Well, the crazy thing is we see a lot of these already. It's just nobody notices. It used to be Social Security full retirement age was 65. Right. Now it's 67. Will it eventually be 70? Probably. But you got to think about when Social Security started all the way back in 1940, life expectancy was mid-50s. So that means most people were never going to draw a check. But now life expectancy is mid-80s, which means most people are going to draw a check for 20 years. So we've seen them raise retirement age. Yeah. We've seen them raise payroll taxes because Social Security is not taxed on all of the income for high income earners. High income earners have a ceiling of when they stop paying FICA tax on their Social Security. Well, they keep raising that level so that more money comes in. They've added taxes. Social Security used to not be taxed when you drew out your Social Security. Now, as much as 85% of your Social Security could be taxed. So they've reformed it little by little over the years. Right. Now they need to do more, otherwise it's going to run out of money, because we're on the train that if nothing happens, it's going to run out of money.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean your check's going to stop like we talked about previously, but it's going to run out of money. So they need to do something. And generally speaking, they normally do a little bit in all of those realms, and it makes a big difference across the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But they definitely need to do more than what they've been doing, because they just keep kicking the can a little bit further down the road.
Right.
And now we're at a point where we're running out of road.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to explain again how this works, Social Security benefits are funded by payroll tax receipts and the trust fund, like you mentioned. But once the trust fund is tapped, the government will only be able to pay benefits equal to incoming payroll tax revenue under current law, meaning benefits are going to face cuts without any action by Congress, and we know they're very good at doing nothing. So what do we do now to prepare for the cuts or any of these inevitable changes?
Well, we need to make sure that you have a plan that works in the event that it does get cut. You need to make sure you have income streams that are above your expenses. We need to make sure those income streams are from reliable sources, whether it's dividends or annuities or something, but we need to have guaranteed monthly income to cover our monthly expenses. And so the thing about it, average American, their Social Security makes up about 40% of their income need in retirement. So that means you got to have 60% of your income need coming from somewhere else, your 401k, a pension, something like that. You have to create an income plan. And now we have one more layer. We have to create an income plan that will cover the shortfall of Social Security if Congress does nothing and the checks get cut.
Yeah, Josh, it's really helpful to talk this through because it feels stressful to have this conversation, to recognize that something that so many people rely on and factor in as part of their plan is going to be changing. So as you mentioned, creating a plan now to account for any of these changes and then just have a little bit of peace of mind with it is so valuable. If somebody would like to sit down with you and do that, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, they can call us at the office at 260-488-8300 or jump on the website at millardfg.com and schedule a meeting there. But we're happy to help. This is obviously a big stressful thing for people, and it's something that you need to plan for, because worst case scenario, you plan for it and they fix the problem and you have extra income later. That's not terrible.
I like the sound of that. Good
Right.
stuff. All right, Josh, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Erin.